Hey folks, welcome back to the village. Out in the shed today, going to be working on to add some storage using stuff that I have around. You know, I have a lot of pieces of plywood cut-offs like this 1x2 from ripping down 2x4s, what I use in a lot of projects. We're going to make a shelf over there using a gusseted design with some 2x4s to make a strong shelf that doesn't take up a lot of space. Goal here is to free up a lot of floor space. And to swing it around here, this has got a lot of crap in here. The one shelf you see here in the middle, that's going to go away, and we're going to create a shelf against that back wall using that gusseted 2x4 type support. A lot of stuff out there, you know. I mean, I use it for gardening. My goal is to get like the bandsaw over here, and then I got the garden area, and I got the workout area over here. So again, to free up floor space is the whole goal. So we're going to just go back here, like you can see up here. I'm already started. I've got this 1x2 cut off here. So I'm just taking some 2-inch screws and just screwing it up there like that. I'm going to make an accompanying one on this side, and then we're going to be able to sit there. I'm going to put down the camera real quick and to show you. And then like this thatching rake will go up here and sit on those. And it sits up behind the studs here, recessed, so it's out of the way. It frees up space down below. Just a cheap, easy way to do it. So we're going to use a lot of these pieces today. Got a piece of plywood that I bought, but other than that, we're just going to take advantage of a lot of this used leftover wood to build some storage solutions. We're going to hang some rakes up, some shovels up, the thatcher. We're getting stuff hung up and out of the way just to free up wall space where nothing is, we shouldn't really need to be, and get a recess as we can between the studs to make more space. And then we're going to clean up some stuff around there on the other side. Back over here, we're going to clean like a lot of that stuff you see there where there's wood stored. That's going to go away. We're going to create another shelf up here above, and that's going to have wood all stored in it, so a lot of that will go away. And then our shelf's going to go against, there's going to be 2 shelves along that back wall. And again, this one in the center will go away. So let me cut this down, and we'll come back over here where we started and get that other one up. I'll show you how that's going to work. Okay, so there we go, just the first little one. A couple little pieces, a 1x2 up there, fastened with 2-inch construction screws on both sides. Now we got that slid up, and as you can see, it fits right inside the trusses, or not trusses, the studs here. Nice and sturdy, keeps it out of the way. So that's just little things we're doing, just little cut-offs, you know, nothing fancy. Just go up there, throw a level, make sure the level. I like to make sure it's square or level. That's done, so that's out of the way. It was in the way over here before, now it's not. So there's just little things we're gonna do, just using basically essentially scrap wood. So that's one thing. So now we move on, and we're gonna try to move some stuff around because I got just a mess in here, and see what else we can get out of the way. Okay, kind of got some of this done. I didn't want to show it, it's pretty boring. But again, bench up here, a couple pieces of the 1x2 there, 3 2-inch wood quartz wood screws in there, just carrying around, same thing. Couple pieces of that 1x2, couple 2-inch construction screws. Boom, and you're probably wondering what that is. That's for picking up walnuts from a walnut tree. Take the hoe, just add a little piece on the side. The handle kind of wedges against there to hold it. That one screw got screwed up, so I just left it in there. That got that up there, again recessed into the studs, so it keeps it out of the way, keeps that up, keeping the floor space free. Just over here, what we did is just took a piece of that 1x2 and mounted it in the middle, toenailed a couple screws into it, and then we have our I can't think of anything, anvil pruners and a couple hedge clippers just stuffed in there. Keeps them out of the way, again recessed back in there. Of course our thatcher, and then over here, see if we can get over without banging anything around. You're probably thinking, yeah, there's a lot of crap in there. Yeah, there is a lot of crap in there. And then basically the same thing over here. Just a couple pieces here. I tilted them back just a little bit, like on an angle, and then it's just a unfolding little rake, and then a big leaf rake up there. Pulled him off. So now all the stuff that was before, that was leaning up against down here, is now up off the floor. Again, making it a little bit better. Again, ability to kind of clean up some of this other stuff and free up some floor space. Again, just using leftover little pieces of wood, as you see, which I have tons of up in here. I have a ton more up here. I save everything. Wood's so darn expensive. And then stuff like this, just little 2-inch number 8 Torx construction screws, perfect for doing something like this. So it's about it, as you can see up there too, more wood. So all this stuff's going to come off there and go down. It's all going to be stored up above again, like I said, up here. We're going to add another shelf on this apparatus here, and that box will go up higher, and then the lower shelf will be used to put a lot of this wood on, and then this loft here will be used for storage. And then instead of all that wood up there, it'll be up here. It'll all be used for more of this other stuff that's on the ground to bring it up off the ground, like the cornhole game over there. That'll come up, that'll go up there, out of the way. So the whole thing is to free up floor space. And then tomorrow probably, or the next day, I'm not sure, we're going to come back over here and we're going to show you that gusseted 2x4 design that we're going to build. And that's going to come over here and go on these 2x4s. This is going to go away. All this stuff is going to go up on the shelf, and there's going to be 2 shelves up here. Probably, I don't know, I'm contemplating taking the other shelf out and making an 8-foot shelf and cutting it in half, but I'm not sure yet. It might be up to it might be a 6-foot shelf up here, but I'm not sure yet. So that's what we're going to do there, and I'll show you that gusset design again using some of the plywood and making a real sturdy shelf that doesn't take a lot of space up, because of the way the gusset works on here. You don't have the big angled pieces of 2x4 or whatever you're using taking up space. Again, free up the floor space again, because there's nothing jutting down off the end. So we're going to go over that, and we'll show how we're going to build that. That'll probably be the next day, tomorrow, the next day. I'm not going to get to it today because, again, all the junk that's on here has to come off. I'm actually going to try to create something for my chainsaw that it will hang on here if I can find a space. The problem is my chainsaw has a tendency out of the tank. It has a little crack in it, and it leaks the chain oil. So I'm working on that. I'm going to try to get that up and off the floor too, but not sure. So that's what we got done for today, or this time. May do add a little more of this late today, or probably tomorrow, the next day. So I'm going to show you how we're going to use these supports. They're going to hold the shelf up. We're going to build this like a gusseted design, kind of like if you were doing a rafter or something. So I have I'm going to cut these down, but these are my pieces going out. We have a 2x4 here to simulate the 2x4 of what the stud is. They're not going to get screwed in. They're just all be a spacer. And then we're going to cut this to, you know, like an L to fit the side here. And then I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to come back and we're going to secure this to here for the one that's going out, that's going to support the shelf. It's not going to be secured to this 2x4. Again, spacer, when we put it up, I'll show you it's going to go. This in turn is going to give us a sturdy brace to hold it up. We're not going to end up with, like, you know, old school with something like this. It takes up a lot of space. This in turn gives you that strength, but allows you to leave that space so you can put stuff like underneath the shelf with not big, like, you know, supports like this coming down, stuff like you commonly do. So let me go ahead and mark this. We'll cut this down and we'll show you how this is going to work and how we're going to screw it on. And you're probably like, why do you got 2 there? This is actually going on a double stud there on the wall. So 2 2x4s to simulate that. So we'll have a wider one here. The other ones are just going to be 1 2x4 stud. So there'll be 1 board, but this will be 2. So I'm going to get these cut down to size and we'll cut this, show you how that's going to work. So now you can see we got this cut down. I'm not going to make this the length of the shelf because it's just a spacer essentially. So we're going to take in just some longer screws. These are 2.5s and just go all the way through. And again, we're not going to put it through the 2x4. We're just going to put it through this board going out here. Let me grab a bit real quick. Long bit on. Let's see if I can find the right one. I only got 100 of them in here. I think it's a 15. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Over there. Okay, just lined up pretty square. those squared up there. Looks pretty good. Come down here. Throw one in the end. Crazy on that one. All right, you can do this too. Screws don't fight real good at the beginning. They're not self-tappers. Okay, I'm just staggering the screws up and down. More of those. And these guys I'm putting in now, just 2.5 inch construction screws. Probably a little overkill here, but okay, so now you can see when we take this out what that's going to do. This is my stud in there on the wall, and now this is going to come up like this, and we're going to screw this part of the board into this stud, and that's what's going to give us that extra strength, you know, versus having, again, the 2x4 or something going like this down to the wall, taking up, you know, space. So again, just same thing. We're just going to flip it around, do the same deal. Line the 2x4s up, square them up. Should get that board a little over. That piece of plywood I had on there, just an old piece of plywood. I try to use everything scrap I can, you know, so not the squarest piece of plywood, but that's fine. I'll be squared off this back side. Again, now we'll just come back in here. I don't think this one's big enough. I got other pieces here. I think I'm going to go with a bigger one. I think I've been using that one's 13 inches. This one's only 9.5. I like to keep them at like 13 or 12 inches is what I was looking for. So I got one of these other pieces here. We'll cut down, we'll put that on there. I'll cut that down and we'll come back and I'll show you. We'll screw this on and show you. It looks like a finished product. So you see we got the other piece cut here. Got our 2x4s lined up. Again, spacers. We'll take and line this up. That'll be perfect. Close to the corner, kind of square, you know, that's what we were looking at shooting for. So that's pretty damn close right there. Moved a little on me. I think we're still pretty good. On here, this won't scoot around anymore and go to the other side. And just come back through and just, again, I like to go up and down on it. Very screws, probably don't have to, I just think it makes it more better strength. Okay. I'll show you what it looks like here. Okay. Now we'll pull our spacers out. So that's what we got. There's your support coming across for your shelf. There's your gusset. This will be our double 2x4 on the wall, or stud in the wall. We're going to come up here, slide that on, and then we're going to screw that along here. And that's going to give us a lot of strength. More so than even the angle here, which takes up a lot of space. This again saves a lot of space. So Just a good design, simple design. I like the fact that I'm just using, you know, pieces of 2x4 and scrap wood that I got laying around to make something, and I make a sturdy shelf that doesn't take a lot of space. My key is keeping the floor clear and be able to store stuff under the shelf still, because again, we're not going to have any kind of crazy angled things. We're just going to have this. So now we got that one done. We'll make 2 more. I got the one I already made, I got out there. We'll make 2 more of the single stud ones, and then I'll have one here. I'm gonna have 4 of them. They're gonna be a little off center, I think. I can't remember, maybe. Whatever. My shelf will hang a little on the end on both sides. I don't care, because again, they're gonna be secured down to this. Again, I'm not gonna put maybe 100 pounds on that shelf, so this should hold it and then some. So let me go ahead and go check that real quick, make another measurement, and we'll make a couple more of these guys up. Back out here in the shed, where kind of a mess in here and the lighting kind of sucks, but where we're going to put this shelf we're going to make 5 foot across here, 24 inches, 2 feet out on the shelf. And here's where we're going to see how our gussets work. See, now they're going to slide on that 2x4 because we had that blank end to mark that, and then we got this marked at, I'm going to go up to 16 is where I have it marked off the top of the stud. Don't know how accurate that is. Hopefully it's pretty accurate, but who knows. So then it's basically it. Now you're coming back now and just screwing this into the stud, and that's going to get you that good strength and not take up a lot of space like I was talking about. But so what I will do though is I will put that on there, and I got my level here. We're going to go make sure this is level, which it's not. So we're going to tilt it out. It'll be out a little bit, but I don't care, because I want to make sure it's level. So we'll work on that. What I think I am going to do though first is I think I am going to get this right at 16. I'll take my hat off. Can't see. Let me turn a light on here. Lighting kind of stinks in here. I don't know if that's going to help much. Yeah, might help a little bit. But I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of get it at 16, which I'm at right now. And then I think I'm gonna just put it here, so that way I can pivot it out if I need to adjust it a little bit. And these are 2-inch construction screws I'm using to put this through. That's going to go all the way through the 2x4. So that gives us that. And now I can come back now with the level and throw it on top and see where we need to be. It needs to come up this way, about right there. So we're going to get another screw here, and we'll come back here. So now we know that's pretty level. So now we'll come back here and I'll put a screw down here, and that should get us held into place really good. So that's how that works. And again, I'll come back here and probably put another 6 or 7 screws in here all the way up through the board, all the way down. I'll probably come and I'll probably mix it up and do some on both sides, just to make sure this is pinched on there really good. And you know, as you put weight on it, it's going to want to come down like this, and this board's up against this too. So you see where you get the added strength by using the little gusset on the side. So, and again, everything when you put the other shelf's going to go in here. Now you don't have any supports, you know, leaning out or anything. You can put it all the way up to the top of this, the bottom of this shelf. So that's where this gains you some space. And then when your shelf down here, your second shelf is down further, down below here, you know, the other one will be down here. You will have, you'll be able to put stuff underneath it easily, because there's nothing under there going to be hampering you. So it gives you a lot more floor space that's usable when you do it this way. Yeah, it's fairly simple, like I said, to make them. I mean, you're just making little L 2x4 plywood. I've seen where guys have used them with like triangular pieces. It doesn't seem like that's much better, like strength-wise. So I just kind of went with the L design. Again, just scrap 2x4s I had, scrap plywood I had. Simple, some screws, simple to do, inexpensive, and just get you a nice solid shelf. I mean, this thing will hold. I'm gonna put. I say I put 100 pounds on it. It might have 50, 60 pounds on it tops, but I could put a lot more on if I want to. But that's just gonna. You see these little light duty shelves. I got the one back of me here in this mess. That's gonna go away, and this stuff will all go on this. Again, that way we got the space down below to be usable. So let me go ahead and put some screws in here. We'll get these others up. We'll show what it looks like. So I got the one up there. You can see. Got the second one started here. And just coming down to my mark down, which is 17 and 5/8, odd thing, but I'm coming off the board above. I was trying to use 2x4s. That wasn't working really close. I'm making sure I'm level on the bubble. You send that a little bit. It doesn't matter. I don't care. And then I'm just putting a screw up in the corner, coming down in the opposing corner, checking my square again, doing the same thing on the other side. So these are 2-inch construction screws, like I said. I'm just coming up here and just putting them in, just kind of staggering the pattern back and forth. And this should give it plenty of strength. I could probably go with less screws, but I like to overkill it real good. So to me, this isn't overkill. I think it's good, but it's up to you. One more here. There you go, and I'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Check my bubble again, we're right on the money. And just 2 more right across the top there, as you can see. Kind of give you a better look at it. Then we're just coming across here, and we got that one here. And then we're gonna put one here. And the board will hang over the side, this side, and on this side. But I don't care if it hangs over a little bit. That shelf will be replaced by a shelf that's not as wide, so it won't come out as farther, so it's not going to hamper that shelf. That'll go later. And then later on, too, like I said, we're going to come in here and put a little, I'm not sure if I put a 3-foot or 4-foot underneath here. I'm going to see how much crap we can put on this, number one. And that's where we're going to go from there. So I'll go ahead and knock some of the screws in there. We'll get back and we'll put the next 2 up and show you what we got going on. So you can see up here, we got all 4 of these guys on here. Not too bad. Made sure we had them level, so they're all level coming out from the wall, all secured on both sides with at least 6 screws. And just to give you an idea of strength, I could probably pull myself up on them, but yeah, they're pretty strong. So again, this sandwiches onto the board, so it just, and this 2x4 is pushed up against this, so it's just a good design. It keeps everything open. So I got a piece of 5-foot 1/2-inch sheathing we're going to bring in here. We're going to toss up here, and we'll secure that with some 1 5-inch 5/8 construction screws, and that should have this bad boy done. So let me go grab that. Let's see if I got not a lot of space. Sorry about that close up of my face. Let's see. I'm gonna do this. Not a lot of space in here with everything messed around coming through. Let's see if I can hit the camera there. All right, so we can get this up there. Thought I could get it up there. There we go. against the studs there, and there you have it. Again, I'm 6 foot tall, so it makes it nice. You won't bang your head. Again, much better because the gusseted design. You don't have any braces down here. You got a nice sturdy shelf that's gonna hold quite a bit of weight without a problem. And again, I'll be able to take that other shelf and come in about this height and put it across. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that. If we're gonna do a 3 foot or a 4 foot, it'll be a shorter shelf. This is 24. This will probably be more like 18 inches coming out of there. Just don't need the space. So that's how she works. Not my design, one I found online. I modified it a little bit. I think it's a good design. I like it. Sturdy, space saving. So, and we'll show some of the other things we're going to do in here. We're going to take like scrap 2x4s. I already showed a little bit of it, but we're going to go back and show how we've got a lot of other things mounted up on the wall. Again, getting more things up off the ground and freeing up floor space. That's the whole name of the game, to use the space more efficiently. I'm going to try to get some of the stuff up get this secured up here with the 1 5/8 inch construction screws, and this should be good to go. So, and then we'll get all this other crap off this one shelf on there and see what it looks like. And you can see here we got the shelf all done, loaded up with stuff. Again, you can go back and look again and look at our gusseted supports there. Again, this doesn't have a lot of weight on it, but I think reasonably you could probably a couple 100 pounds up there. Right there now it's probably got 40 pounds of stuff. Again, going to come back here later on. We're going to have a 4 footer here. This one is actually 24 inches out. The one coming down, we're going to add here the 4 footer. I think I'm going to make that probably 18 inches or 16 inches. And it looks like it's a little tight up here to this shelf here. That shelf here is going to be replaced with a shelf that's only about 4 inches, 5 inches narrower than that one. So it won't be tight like it looks like it is there. So again, most of this, other than the sheeting we put on the shelf, all these 2x4s and 2x3s and all this plywood, these are all just pieces of wood that I had left over. So really, I mean, I got maybe 15 bucks in the shelf. So it's not bad, pretty reasonable cost, and saving all that stuff and using it. As you can see going around too, some of the other things I didn't film. I just showed the one. Yeah, just 1x2s. A couple of them up there, rakes up there. 1x2s, couple rakes up there. Just that way, just using leftover pieces of wood. Back over here, you can see we went over here and did the rake here. This is another thing we added in here with the chainsaw. Just put a 2x4 between the studs. Put a 1x2 up here and just slide the saw in. I put a little stop in there to keep it up and straight up and down so it wouldn't move this way. Gets that off the ground. That paper towel there because my tank likes to leak. Yeah, rakes up there, out of the way. Walnut collector, hoe. Got the refrigerator appliance up there, and then the workmate bench up there. Again, those are all on 1x2s, just leftover pieces up there with 2-inch construction screws. So just get more floor space, get stuff up out of the way. That really frees up a lot of space there. A lot of the stuff you see down here, once we get the other shelf, everything is going to come up off that ground. That's not going to be there. So just another way to maximize our floor space and get more storage. So that's about it. So we'll come back later too. Like I've said before, I'm going to come up here, spin you guys around. If you watch the channel, we did this little suspended shelf up here. We're going to take this and we're going to move up here and put a piece of plywood across and move this across so this can go up. And then we're going to put a solid piece of plywood here. And this is going to take all the wood you see like hanging on little shelves and up here on the shelf, all going to be on there too. So again, freeing more space that we can take down, floor space up, because we can take it and put it up in that loft and get it off the ground. So yeah, that's about it. So just some little things you can do to, you know, maximize your storage. And again, we'll do that. I might shoot the video again, come back just again to show you the gussets and do it again and do this shelf. That'll be at a later date. So thanks for watching, folks. And if you have any questions, you know, you can put those down below. if you like what you watch and everything, watch your channel, hit that like button, thumbs up, that helps us out. If you want to follow us, hit the subscribe button. You can hit the little bell down there, and that'll give you notifications when we upload something. If you want to do that, feel free to do that. But if you have any questions or comments or anything, with those, I try to always look at those and answer those. And we'll have some more stuff coming up here. We're gonna come back, and we have our solar panel out there in the thing. I haven't wired it yet. I had my wire got canceled, and I have another wire coming in. We're going to do that and run that, and we're going to so we'll have this standalone out here on power in the shed too, so that'll be coming up pretty soon. So again, thanks for joining us, folks, and have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.